Hey, is that my sound? Can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me? I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all. I can't hear you. Okay, let me do that now. It's sent. Oh, no, ma'am. I see you, but I still can't hear you. I see you, but I still can't hear you. Hold on. That's the stage.
All right, can you hear me now?
I
Can you hear me
sure
now?
can. I figured out what it was. Yes, I
Okay, good.
can.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We are in there.
I figured out what it was.
All right. Hold on one second. All right, I'm back. I'm back. So I'm gonna do this. I can do it like this.
How you doing tonight?
I'm cooling. I'm cooling. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You want to take a moment and introduce yourself and your purpose and what it is you do?
Okay, you frozen a little bit, but do it matter if I talk? If you frozen?
I said, do you want to take a moment and introduce yourself and your purpose and what it is that you do?
Right. Okay. All right. So MD Revo, revolutionary writer, filmmaker, male that's empowering the feminine in the arts, just a few things. Just like most people and everything like that. I mean, it's like being multi-talented in so many different things. Empirical thinker, problem solver, things like that. Purpose-wise and everything, right now is fatherhood. It's empowering feminine in the arts. Is really being able to be a problem solver in certain cultures and certain communities and everything like that. If I can contribute a different type of perspective that can help people get to where they need to go in to their life type of situation. And pretty much everything that's like those are like trees, and I got branches off of those trees. If that makes sense.
Okay. So you're a single father. Can you tell us how that works with everything you have tied into what you do? How is it being a fatherpreneur?
Oh, fatherpreneur. Okay, so I mean, it all starts off by me not having a father. So so when I start doing a lot of healing childhood trauma situations and just understanding what my purpose would be in the future, I started to understand like I couldn't repeat what my father did to me, because there was something that was going on in his life that was more important than being my father. So it was other things, external things in the environment, people, whatever. So when it became my opportunity to be a father and everything like that, I just changed that shit. I can curse or I can't curse. If I curse, is a problem or what?
No, I don't think so. You just be yourself.
Okay.
Don't go
Okay.
overboard with it, but be yourself.
No. I was just making sure. I was just making sure. So my whole thing with revolution and things like that is being able to change something that once was and something better in the future. So looking at the past, whether it's the way you think, the way you act, it could be clothes, it could be a purpose, or whatever like that. So when I understood what my father did to me and what I had to come up out of it, it's kind of like it affected me different, because it's kind of like how a mother will probably look at a child when it's born and know that, yo, you know what I mean, I got these type of responsibilities and things like that. So with him, you know what I mean, when he came into my life, I looked at it like, yo, I am not about to repeat what my father did. So what ended up happening is that I started to be able to include him into everything that I've done. You know what I mean? And everything that I do in the future, and explain to him so he can understand that this information that I'm talking about is going to be passed down to him to be able to use it if he wants to or not. But also fatherhood is being passed down to him because I become an example to him of what a father is. And when he becomes able to be a father, he can look at that example like, yo, my father didn't do this to me. And he could be like, yo, I'm going to be a better father than me. You see what I'm saying? So you keep on raising the bar up.
Okay, okay.
You know?
So you have some interesting views about women and how we conduct ourselves and allow men to handle us, so to speak.
Right.
So if you want to touch on that, because me as a woman, you know, some have asked you certain questions and you be like, I have my opinion, but we good. So I feel like you be sparing my feelings a little bit or something. So enlighten me and tell me what that be about.
Right. So you remember how we originally met? You thought I was like coming for you or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And then I had to like explain to you it wasn't like that. But when I it just started off when I was younger. You know, when I was like, I was 10, 11 years old, being in the neighborhood, I didn't have a lot of girlfriends. I had a lot of friends, right? That was females. And they used to always come to me with their problems. So they used to be like, yo, why Jerry did this to me? And you hang out with him and why this and why that? So it used to be like a solving puzzle for me. And I used to charge them a book. Like, I ain't gonna be talking to you if you don't give me no book. So then I'm reading books, and then inside the books, it's problem solving stuff going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Based on what that author is writing. So I'm looking at what the author is writing and adding my own stuff in there. So when they come to me, I'm like, okay, this is what you need to probably be able to do. Try this. You know what I mean? Try this and see if it happens. So I started seeing certain things that when they come around, I became a better friend to them because what I was telling them was working. And then some girls didn't do what I told them to do. They was like, I'm not doing that. And then I'd be like, oh, and I'll see him on the playground. I'm like, oh, you still messing with that guy? She was like, yeah, and all that. So it was like, I just grew up in it. And then, and I'm just saying like my credentials on it and how I understand women a lot, because I was raised by queens though. So I got my grandma and I got and our daughters, my auntie and my mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they taught me certain things. When I used to be in there listening to, Marvin Gaye, drinking Canadian Mist and doing their things, I used to hear them talking and they used to be like, so what do you think about this? And they used to ask me questions and stuff. So I just was in the grown folks conversation a lot because I just looked at the thing, what was going on from a different perspective. You know how when you were a kid, and if like you know what I mean, you have some grown folks, you'll try to correct them, and then they'll talk shit, like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And then you had women, they will listen different because they was really trying to solve the problem. They wasn't being disrespectful like the men were. The men were like in their ego. Like if I didn't pick it myself as a man, then I don't even want to listen to you because you a kid. And then my aunties and them and stuff and their friends about it be like, you know what? That's right. That I'm gonna try to do that. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. So it just carried on for a while on that. And I just look at it. The reason why, the reason why it became with the empowerment of feminism is because the women that I grew up with in my life, they really saved me from from jail. And they saved me from the grave. You know what I mean? It's like things that they said, it was like my interaction with them. And all of them wasn't like no sexual thing. It was like strictly like friendships in the beginning. Like some of them, we built like more to it. But we were just really cool. And it was just a space for me to be able to talk about what I was going through in the house and them to be able to talk about stuff. And we'll just be trying to solve it together and, get different perspectives on it. But I owe a lot to the feminine energy. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even think I'd be alive on this planet right now if it wasn't for it. So a lot of the males was trying to put me in the cemetery and trying to put me in situations to go to jail. The women was trying to save me. So then I just got older. You just learn some more stuff, you get more experience in things. And I just started looking at things from a revolutionary perspective that I'm looking at, like, I'm just into solving the problem. So I'm more of an extremist when it comes to solving problems. So I just go at the highest thing that I feel, man, and a lot of the times I practice it on myself first,
Okay.
So that's pretty much what it is on that.
Okay. So big ups to the women who raised you.
Yeah.
Big ups to that. Because I feel like that is something that is lacking within the household of today. Is that not so much of the women's opinion and how things should be handled is respected enough. Um, it's people don't realize, yes, the man is the head of the house, but the woman is the neck. You know, the head can't move without that neck adjusting to say where to go. And even though ultimately the man makes the final decision, sometimes there are point of views, perspective, protections that the woman sees in the situation that the man does not necessarily see. So I think that when it comes to speaking about, well, I'm the man, let me make the decision, that yes, fine, that's fine. But a lot of men sometimes do not consider the points that the women are suggesting or bringing out within that situation. They're not paying attention to what she's saying. She's not trying to make the decision for you, or she's not trying to overstep you, but she's trying to help you see certain things that you're overseeing because you are operating in a different energy from her.
Right. I agree. But I'm gonna bring the revolutionary stuff to you, right? I agree, but I think right now at this space and time, black male should not be leading no houses. He should not lead no woman, and he should not lead those children unless he has shown that he has the ability to do it. I don't think you give him the leadership role based on him being a man. I think okay, just say for instance, just say hypothetically, I'm a woman and I meet this guy, whatever like that. It's like what I would ask him is, if you want to be the head of the household, show me where you had a house before. Show me, like, what was the results of you doing it? You know what I mean?
So,
who else have you led before?
So I guess my question to that would be, if you can't leave the house, why are you in the house?
So that's the thing that I'll talk to women about, right? So the thing is, when I really look at women and how they built, and this is based on like what I've seen like throughout my life, they are the true protectors and providers of the house.
Right.
That is their castle. The only thing that they don't really have, and a lot of times, is ways to provide. If they found a way to provide to a certain level, then they could just rule the house by themselves. So the thing is like, I think women have to answer that question. It's like, why is that man even in your house anyway, in your castle? Why he don't have his own castle? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at that. Like, you know what I mean? The women run the house. You know what I mean? They put the kids to doing chores. They teaching the kids. They loving and nurturing the kids. They keeping the house clean. You know what I mean? They running it effectively and everything like that. So they able to do that if it was a man not even in the house. A man has a problem doing that by himself in his own castle. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't think a man should be able to leave the house like that unless he has proof and evidence that he's done it successfully. Because you're talking about a woman who could do it herself. She's already proven she could do it herself. Then you have young children involved. So I think you have to be able to protect her and protect the children until he show you proof that he can do it. And I don't think the woman should use herself as an experiment.
And what do you mean by that? Don't use yourself as an experiment.
Don't practice the inexperience on that woman. So what I would do is this. This is what I would do. Wait a minute, I'm giving you an example. This is what I would do if I was a woman. I would see how that man is able to lead his mama's house or his grandma's house. I would see how he take care of those women. That's your mother and your grandma. So I would look at it like, what are you doing for your mom and your grandma? You going over there raking the grass, you shoveling the snow, you taking care of them bills over there, you helping your mom go to the grocery store, your granny to go to the grocery store. What are you doing for them? Those are the real women in your life that raised you and kept you alive and all that type of stuff. If they are alive, I would look at how you treat them first if I was a woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would base it on that. So what about these women who don't necessarily know what to look for because they've never seen it themselves? So it's trial and error for them.
So what I would tell them is, Don't focus on the man. Focus on your God-given purpose and what you put on this planet to do, because that's the most important thing. The most important thing is the purpose. What was you born for? What is you here for? Like, what are you supposed to be doing? And a relationship with a man does not supersede your God-given purpose at all. You had a purpose before you even met that dude.
Of course.
Right. So you focus on that first. I think while you're trying to figure it out, you go to the purpose. Yeah.
I kind of believe that a woman should definitely focus on herself first and get herself together, her home together, her priorities together, her self-esteem, her self-love. And then for those Bible readers,
Right.
allow the man to find them. Where when it comes to the dating, we're not supposed to be the hunters. The
Right.
protectors, once we have been found, yes. But
Mm.
as far as pursuing the man, even if you're interested, I feel like a woman should fall back and let him decide if he's interested and go from there.
Well, I would even.
I
What, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I mean, I look at it. I look at it like, I mean, I put women. I don't want to say categories, but I put it in a hierarchy where you have it. Even with males, I'll say boys and girls, men and women, and kings and queens. They all require different type of situations, right? Different type of mates. If you are a woman and you building an empire, just say you have a business, that requires a certain type of man, or a king, I should say. I think like because a lot of times women will be in situations where they'll have these companies and have these empires, and those empires need like their time and their energy. And a lot of times those men don't have their own energy to be able to take care of themselves. They need something from the woman all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's something that they need. It's like majority of the time when a woman meets a man, he needs something from her. And one of the things that I've learned in the research looking at this is that a lot of them would say stuff, I want a woman to be my peace. I'm like, yo, you can't create your own peace in your own brain in your own life? That is really valuable. If you don't have, so that means to tell me, if you don't have a woman, you're going to be super chaotic in this world and you can't control yourself. That's not good to me. Like, you know what I mean? A man should be able to create his own peace. So, you know what I mean? I think like a woman just stays on her purpose and take care of her children if she have any. And I think if you stay loyal and dedicated to your purpose, then that God-given energy is probably going to lead you to the right, male to be able to add on to what you already being able to do. You know what I mean? Because once you get to a certain level in womanhood, it's more or less like a man should be solving your problems. Like he's supposed to. It's not about really protect the woman and protect the vision. No, it's protect the woman and provide for the woman because she's gonna be able to do that herself if she's in tune with God and her purpose. It's for the man to be able to protect the vision, to protect the purpose, like whatever purpose she on. You know what I mean? If she's walking down this road and everything like that, he's supposed to make sure that road is clean so she can get to where she got to go. You know what I mean? So that's what I look at on that.
We have some people on Instagram. You probably can't see the comment.
Okay.
And they're saying, right, they don't have the time to cultivate their own. They're telling you to say that, kings and queens. So they're agreeing with what you're saying over here on Instagram.
Right. Right. So yeah. So
I agree with you as well. And even in my own life and the growth that I have made when I really dived into my spirituality or self-love era in life as I have gotten older and really realizing what that means, because I also feel like a lot of us women, we say we practice self-love, but we don't necessarily know what that means until certain things happen in our life, and then we be like, hold on, we thought we was doing it right, but we really wasn't. So let me redo this. And I can honestly say, since I have reached that better understanding of what that means as an older female, I've been able to, like you say, attract that male energy that helps without asking for anything in return. And I'm not even just saying asking for sex, just anything in return, period. If I see you're in distress, I'm a man, I'm gonna help you out, even though I see you could do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right,
gonna
right,
handle
right,
that
right,
for
right,
you.
right.
And it wasn't, again, I'm agreeing with you. It wasn't until I stepped into fully self-love, self-confidence,
Mhm.
only focusing on what my purpose is and not allowing any energies that didn't align with that around me, to where I was able to attract those other energies into my life as far as men. And I'm not even, like, again, not even speaking relationship wise, just a stranger off the streets, just a business partner, just a homeboy, just a whatever
Mhm.
the case
Mhm.
may be, because I'm not in a relationship yet. I have a circle of a handful of guys that, if I'm really in distress, they'll
Mhm.
step up to the plate, versus before having someone in the household and it wasn't done correctly. I'm not going to say it wasn't done, but it wasn't done correctly, versus over here, since I've grown the way that I need to, it's done correctly, if that makes sense.
Right, right. So, okay, when you say in the house, let me start with that. See, men being a leader is not a genetic inheritance. Like a man, a male is not born with that, right? You know what I mean? That's
Okay.
something that needs to be taught, and you have to be able to really, really want to be able to make it happen, because being a leader really is about you rather starve so the other person can eat, because you're going to get fed through the godly energy that's inside you. You're going to be straight. So, you know what I mean? That goes through you and through to the people, you know what I mean? A lot of the times. But the thing is like, I think like with a lot of relationships, a lot of males should be friends and brothers and stuff like that a lot of the times. You know what I mean? And then you have to look at like, what's the intention of a guy even helping? You know what I mean? So my thing is like with queens, you hear me talk about queens a lot. The Qs is that I feel like when we look at relationships now, it should be nothing. It should be nothing compared to what we was doing in high school. Like, you know what I mean? If you're a queen, that man that's around you should fall in love with your purpose before he falls in love with you. He should be able to look at what you're doing in your life and be like, yo, I'm going to be able to help you with that with no expectation. That's like the king. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? I got some problem solving skills. It don't always have to be money all the time. It could be just an enhancement of it. Just talking about, you know, because everybody who got a business or an empire, you got problems day to day. You got certain stuff. And you should be able to provide that and want to see you win on that without expectation of sex, without expectation of a relationship, or any of that. You got to really be friends first. Like, you know what I mean? That's really the foundation to all like human relationships to me. You gotta be friends, like, you know what I mean. And you got, and then with that type of foundation, you able to build other things on top of, which takes time. But a lot of males, they go in there with their own agenda and they pretend a lot. So my thing is with the queens, I'm like, look, you got a business idea, you building an empire. Men come to women and they always ask, what can they do for them? Because ain't that what men be saying? I want to feel needed. You know what I mean? I feel like you know what I mean? Give me something to do. Well, go over there and build that fence. Go over there and put some bricks on that empire. I got something for your ass to do. You know what I mean? Go in there and do this. Go there and do that. You need something to do. But when you look at it, when you start seeing specific stuff that really help you, that's when they start changing. See, they want to do something they've already done for a whole bunch of other people. As a queen, you don't want that shit. You want, because what's in your brain and what you want to do is really something. If you got a business, anybody, you got a business. A lot of women got businesses. It's always going to be something that nobody else really done before. You know what I mean? It could be cosmetics, it could be flowers or whatever. It could be whatever it is, but you're going to run that differently than somebody else is doing it. Like, you got your own thing to it. So when you ask a man sometimes to do some of the simple stuff, you go, you know what? You ain't got to do all that. Just rub my feet while I work on this business plan. You got a problem, probably. You see what I'm saying? You know, you don't even want to do like the simple stuff. You know what I mean? I just take like, you know what I mean, whatever time and everything. But no, he don't want to be in. So you got to just be careful on that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of dudes hide. They hide behind, you know, spirituality, hide behind religion. They hide behind a lot of different stuff, and they have their own agenda. And a lot of times it do just be sex.
but it's up to her to see that after a certain point and to be like, nah, that's not what this is about. Because at the end of the day, whatever you did because you chose to do it. So that doesn't mean that I have to lay down with you because you decided out the kindness of your heart, even though the intentions weren't pure, that you decided to do something. That's
Right.
not my problem. So thank you
Right.
for what you've done thus far, but now we can cut this short because I'm not giving you what you're asking for because that wasn't my intention in this. We didn't have that conversation.
Right. See what I'm saying? So that is a beautiful way to look at it. And then you will see the response of that guy. Because a lot of them guys would be like, have expectations and stuff. Like, come on, man. Like, we've been in situations where, you know what I'm saying, where people would think like, oh, because like a woman would be like, oh, you took her out on a date and automatically expect like sex or something. Or you expect something else, you know what I mean? Like, really like crazy. And the women be like, yo, that's insane. Like, you know what I mean? So when it's without expectations, I think it's more genuine. Like, you really will want that woman to be able to win in her life. You know what I mean? If you have something you be able, because the thing is, I'm saying, we look at any culture, brown skinned people, Puerto Rican, Dominican, black, or whatever. Those women right there, dude, put them men on their back for centuries. Like, I mean, dedication, loyalty, dying, and all that type of stuff. So these men right now, they owe them. You can't sit up there and tell me they don't owe them. And you got to give that up with no expectation, because them women done it with no expectation. Them women was doing stuff for men and didn't expect sex. Women was doing stuff for men and expect you to get no job right away. Women was doing that stuff and dudes were staying in them houses for years and not really doing what they need to do. And that woman was still rocking with him and all that, through all that bad time and everything like that. So she put her work in. She put her work in. So now it's time for males now from them cultures to put their work in without expectation. Yeah, man, they got to do that.
Do you feel like they're going to do it? Because I don't see them doing it.
So what happens is you make them build you stuff. You turn them into slaves.
Oh.
Yep.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
So what that means is this. You see a lot of males, they go to work and they are a employee for a white corporation. They'll go there and be faithful and loyal and talk nice to them people and be there on time and get that pay rate and all that type of stuff. So a lot of the males are not the descendants of kings and queens. They are the descendants of slaves. You're gonna see it. So a lot of males, when they come to you, they want to build you stuff. And a lot of women fall in love with the slaves. They don't fall in love with the kings. That's why when a man is doing all that stuff for you, then when he like, just say he step out for a minute and may entertain somebody else, he doing something for that woman. He doing something for that woman. He taking her out. He doing something depending on what that woman need. That's where the birth of the side chick come in there, right? He doing something with the side chick. He buying her stuff, buying the clothes, making sure she look nice, all that. That's providing, right? She telling them what to do. So nowadays the queens need to command the men to do stuff. Command them. That's what they supposed to be doing right now.
Well, that's what they say you should do with the universe, period. Stop asking and command what it is that you want and need.
Yeah. You command. Like, so when a dude come here, be like, if like you got a business, right? Just say you need 20 emails to be sent out on Thursday. I'm just making up something, right? That dude's like, I want to be able to take you out. I want to do something for you and all that. Be like, you know what? You can send these 20 emails out for me on Thursday for the next couple weeks. And I'm just going to see what I'm building an empire. I'm just going to see what see what you about. See if he do that. That's simple.
Right.
If he can't send out 20 emails for the empire and stuff like that, man, then that's a problem.
Yeah, because that takes nothing but 2 seconds of time and a click.
Yep. Because you want to know the difference of the king, because when you go on a date, I think the women should talk about those empires. That is going to be, that's like bug spray for mosquitoes and shit. Like, you want to get them up, you want to get a dude to be like, oh no, I ain't mess with you. Or you're going to get a dude to be like, yo, I'm going to rock with you. You know what I mean? So after you in that date or talking about the empires and all that type of stuff, see if he hits you back and be like, yo, you need some paper? You need like some, do you need like an SD card or whatever it is that you was talking about? See if he's trying to contribute to the empire, or is he trying to contribute to you? Because a lot of the times, those men are trying to take the women out them empires and turn them into a slave. They want the women to be cooking and cleaning like that old white man used to do to black women back in the day. Do they want them to be in the house? And it's not happening really. Like a lot of women would do it, but I don't think that's. If we look at the queens in the world, them queens had servants doing that. Them queens wasn't washing dishes. They wasn't mopping no floors. They wasn't doing none of that unless they were by themselves and they had no choice. But those males do not want them women to be queens of their own empires. They're trying to take it from them.
So it's interesting that you say that, because the dude, I can't even remember his name right now, that says he pays his woman whatever that huge amount was, and she's on all his businesses and all of that stuff. What is your opinion on that? Because at the same time, he's kind of falling in line with what you're saying, but then on the other flip side, he's not. So where's that gray line that he falls under? What is that gray? I can't even remember his name right now. What is that gray area that he falls under?
I don't even know. I think when he says, so you look at the word
Yoda, I think Yoda, something like that. What is that gray area that he falls under?
You talking to me or talking to your people?
You.
Oh, I don't know about the gray area. I just know about, I'm listening to what he's saying. He say he pays. So he's a buy and pay dude, right? That's what it is. Not a create and build. He's a buy and pay. So he understands that he has to do all that in order for have that type of woman around him to be able to stroke his ego, sexual stuff, or whatever it is that he gets from her. He knows he has to do that. And then I would have to look at it, is it even fact or is it a lie? Because does the woman have access to those businesses? Like, can she go there and just take money out? Like, can she go in there and make decisions on the board of directors? Is she a co-partner and stuff? Is it on the paperwork? So all those type of stuff ain't being shown. Those, they are being said, but they're not being like shown. You know what I mean? So, and then a woman, you know what I mean? The woman is going to get kept for a certain reason and stuff like that. But it's still certain stuff that she can't do. He just bought her freedom. He bought her freedom, her independence, and her ability to love freely. He purchased it, whatever amount he giving her. Because if she want to go, just say, middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, she want to, with her money, she want to go to, I don't know, go to St. Thomas or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? And stay there for a month and everything like that. She got to get permission probably. She got to explain that. She just can't leave. So I think it's more to it than what he's just saying. You know what I mean?
So do you feel like his money or her money, and this is just in general speaking, his money or her money, if either one of them wake up, as you say, at 3 o'clock in the morning and decide, I want to get on our jet and go to St. Thomas and not bring you along for a month, should that be an explanation?
It's going to be one. It shouldn't be, though, if she had freedom. It's going to be an explanation because she don't have freedom because he bought it. He paid for it.
No, so in general speaking, should it be an explanation in life period? Should it be because we have a partnership, a relationship, husband and wife, whatever the case may be, should there be an explanation of why I just jumped up at 3 o'clock in the morning and decided I wanted to go to St. Thomas for a month without you? Should I give you an explanation for that out of respect or out of however you look at it? Or should I just be able to go and you trust me and that's that and I'll see you later, babe?
I think you wake up in the morning, if you feel that, get that epiphany, you need to be by ocean or something, whatever it is going on in your brain, you need to get some type of spiritual force, whatever you feel it in your soul, you tell that person what it is you're doing, you're about to leave or whatever like that, and I will call you on my way. Like, I'll let you know I'm at the airport, I'm straight, I'm fine, like on some safety stuff. I'm straight, you know, I'm okay, I'm on the plane, boom, you know what I mean, just stay in contact. You know what I mean? Until you get there and be like, yo, what, baby? I'm here on the beach. I'm about to start my spiritual revelations and everything like that. I will call you back in 9 days. And you should just
in 9 days?
Yep, whatever that time is. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's freedom. You know why that's freedom? It's because if that dude wasn't there, she would do it. If he wasn't
agree.
there, she would do it.
I feel like it should be that freedom, but I feel like there's in this generation, a trust factor of them feeling like, nah, something is up behind the scenes. It ain't really what you saying. Like, why can't you go? What are you doing? Like, you moving funny. Da 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 da.
But that's not moving funny.
It's not.
That's not moving funny, because the thing is, when dudes are with the provide and protect and the money, they buy people freedom. You need them explanations. They pay for that. That's a part of the payment. Because if that payment was not there and that dude was not there, if that woman had that money, whatever it is, $10,000 or whatever, go at the house, whatever, she'll just be gone and won't have to explain shit to nobody. I don't think you ever lose your independence and your freedom and your ability to love freely for no human being on this planet. The only one you explain it to is your children. That's it. All that explanation talk, like, you could tell a dude like, yo, I'm about to do this, and you tell him what you need, because you got to look at it like it's still about yourself. You need 9 days. You need 9 days. You can't stop. I need to talk to God for 9 days. How you come between that? You don't come in between that. And I explain it to the children by, yo, I gotta talk to God for 9 days, because he should be able to take care of himself when you're not there. That's all.
Sounds wonderful.
He should be able to do it. He should be able to take care of them children while you're not there. When you need your 9 days, because you earned your 9 days. You feel me? Like, you earned that. And you earned it before you even met him.
And I agree with you, and maybe that's part of the reason why I am single, is because I don't do a lot of explanations where I don't feel like explanation is deserved.
It's not. A lot of times it's not. Because a lot of times women give these males crowns on their head that they have not earned.
I agree with that.
They didn't earn them crowns. They didn't earn none of them.
And I am one of the women who will tell you that you ain't earned that from me, and you can feel how you want to feel, because whether I give you an explanation or not, you're gonna feel how you want to feel. So how about I'm not explaining shit?
You know what I'm saying?
So, I am that woman. I can honestly say that I am that woman, and maybe that's why I am how I am, because a lot of men that strikes their ego and is like, hold on, what you mean? Like, nah, I ain't giving you that because I don't feel like I should, because I don't feel like the role you playing right now needs to have that, and so we ain't doing that. And I feel like even if I did it, it ain't gonna matter, so I ain't doing
that. Right. So check it out. If we watch, so the thing is this, like I said about the elevation to the queen, right? And I like how you talking that. It's because when we look at movies and stuff like this, say movies and our depictions of what queens were, them queens ain't explaining doing all that. They be like, silence. They be like, get them out of here. They're gonna say certain things. I'm going to the valley for 5 days to be with so and so and so and so. They not questioning the queen. They gonna say, yes, madame, and nod their damn head and walk out that damn room and shit, and she gonna be on a chariot doing what she gotta go do though. If black people, Spanish people, whatever, if they're talking to me about, let's get back to the kings and queens, let's get back to when we were royalty, let's get back to what was taken from us. That's how it was, dude, based on my research. No woman, none of them African queens and them African goddesses ever surrender and submit to the leadership of a man, ever. They had their own armies, they had their own queendoms, they had their own empires, and they were in alliance with the men. Like, they had their own shit already. Like, you know what I mean? They were powerful, and they were just in an alliance with another dude to be able to accomplish something they never did before together, or never was able to do without each other. You know what I'm saying?
So I agree with you in that aspect. And again, I feel like that's part of my issue. Like, I'm gonna uplift, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna do everything, and I can honestly say, even with me being that way, I gave that same freedom. I'm that person. I believe in that saying of I'm gonna let you do what you want to do so I can see what you want to do. So I'm not gonna demand you to be in no house at no certain time. I'm not gonna demand you not to be around somebody. I'm not gonna demand that you do this. I'm not gonna demand that you do that, because I feel like as grown people, if we respect each other, then I don't gotta ask you to do shit to respect me. You gonna automatically respect me because you have that respect for me. So I'm not going to demand something that I need to see if you have for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where a lot of women kind of lose their sauce, because you so busy putting demands and so busy setting all these rules for this man to follow, you not giving him a chance to show you who he really is. You're not letting him hang himself. Because now you done set all of these rules up, so he gonna follow them to the best of his ability, in the way that you feel, in a way to make you feel like that's what he's doing, because he knows what it is that you're looking for. But if you just sit back and be quiet and don't even say what it is you're looking for as far as the respect, because you want to see what the respect is, then it's harder for him to hide anything that he may be doing, because he gonna eventually begin to move reckless because he feel like he got you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm not, if I look at my phone and it's 4:00 in the morning and you still not home, I'm not picking up my phone to say, where you at, bring your ass home. I'm not getting out my bed to go drive by every spot that I know you be at to figure out what you doing, where you at, because I believe when it's time for me to know the truth of what you're doing, it's going to come to me. And at that point, it's not going to be a messy or drama situation. It's going to be this is the truth situation. So I'm able to move without you being able to combat it, give me an excuse, give me an explanation, give me but they lying, but let me that you can't back nothing up after that.
And when you on your purpose and what you be supposed to be doing in your life, you're gonna get indicators, dude. You're gonna get something. You're gonna get that intuition. You're gonna feel something.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel, and then when you feel that, dude, that's like the first time, dude. Like my granny used to tell me that. She was like, you're gonna get, like, she used to say, like, God is gonna, okay, if you attach God to your life and you're saying, like, I need God to do these things for me, God is going to send you indicators that's going to touch your soul that some shit is not right, dude. And then that's just your warning. And then if you don't see that, God gonna show you something else. That's why when women when they deal with so much stuff with a dude and they finally break it off with the dude, and if they really look at it, they're gonna be like, man, I knew he wasn't shit. Like, I knew something, like, because you did know, like, you know what I mean? You kept going, dude. Like, you know what I mean? You just kept ignoring those signs and everything, and you probably should have cut it off a long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
So yeah, but that freedom is good. If you give the dude the freedom and everything like that, you don't give him room to pretend. Because you give him rules, he gotta pretend. You give him freedom, you get to see who he really, really is, probably. Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
You really do. You get to sit back, observe, and watch. And another thing is just stop speaking so quickly about your intuition or what you feel or what you see or what you heard. Like, let the puzzle come together for you fully before you start speaking on things that can be covered up because you spoke too soon.
And another thing too, if we revolutionize relationships, we got to talk about the sexual aspect of it too. And then we got to also talk about a lot of women are being wives to men they're not married to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they doing that stuff. So the thing is like, they still calling dudes their boyfriends. Or, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So the thing is like, a lot of dudes are in these situations because of sex. Like, a dude is a hunter. So he'll wait in order till you finally get it. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is like, you make him build you stuff. And if he ever, look, if he building stuff every day, you told him what to do. Build a fence, build that jungle gym for the kids, build that partial house out there, build this, build that. If you ever did something with him, and he end up acting up or whatever, look at everything that you accumulated that you needed for yourself and the children. You see what I'm saying? So I think a lot of women, I think you gotta choose. I think they gotta choose better. I think it's more intentional. I think you go out and I think you're gonna get the man that you really, really want. You want a builder. You want somebody who's gonna create and build, not a buy and pay person. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I think a man will have more. It's like a man is gonna. I think I can't say all men, but I'm gonna say I say majority of them like that. They respect something more when they earn it. Like you make them wait a while for certain stuff and make them put some work in, like for real. Yeah. And then when you in a relationship, it ain't no automatic you get to have sex with the woman. That's another thing. Dudes be thinking just because that's what I don't know if you've ever dealt with that, like in school or whatever. Dudes be trying to get in relationships fast, right? They be like, I want to date you, we together and everything like that, because he want unlimited recreational access to the vagina. You know what I'm saying? Because if you his girlfriend, that's like required of you as a woman to do all those things for him. But now when we look at relationships, it shouldn't be a requirement. It should be, if I'm in a relationship with you, you're supposed to be creating, building things. You're supposed to be about the purpose. Well, what am I trying to build for my family? What am I trying to build for the children? You know what I mean? What I'm trying to build for the future. You're supposed to be about that as the king and as the male, instead of thinking about like the sexual stuff so much. Less sex, more building.
I agree.
Because but check it out, if you're building that empire, right? If you're building the empire and just say you start having sex and then it's a strong possibility a woman may get pregnant, those children are heirs to an empire. You know what I mean? Let's get back to the African kings and queens, right? Or the Spanish kings and queens, right? The brown people kings and queens. They are heirs to an empire that's already built. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like they born in this world slaves and shit. Like, they born into royalty. You know what I mean? With a hierarchy system and all that type of stuff. And the mom has her own shit just in case the dad is on some other shit. She got her own. Ain't nothing like, listen. Every human being should be able to have their own stuff and not be codependent on another human being. That's one of the aims of life. Because I know women right now would be thinking like, man, I hate depending on somebody. There's a reason why people talk like that. Or they say something like, man, when you really want to do something, you got to do it yourself. Remember that saying, something like that? If you really want to get it done, it's a reason. Your brain is telling you. Nobody's really able to do it the way that needs to be done to my satisfaction unless it's me. I can have people contribute. Like if you're looking at a house, say you want to build a house, you may have the plumber come in, you may have the electrician come in, but you are the visionary of the whole damn house. That's your shit. You just got people coming in with a certain skill set helping you build. But the whole vision and the whole house is usually the castle is yours. You know? So I think you just gotta change it around. The men to be out there, the men to come out there and be slaves for them queens.
Of course.
Give them some chance. Give them some opportunity. Because they already crying about, you don't need me. You don't need the black man. What's going to happen if you got to take out the garbage? Man, I'm like, y'all ain't doing too much. Y'all really need to be needed like that? Okay, fine. You need to be validated like that? Okay, the queen got something for you to build. A lot of shit to build. You give a woman in her right space, you give her a right freedom and independence and ability to love freely, her imagination is going to flourish. She's going to find all type of shit for you to build. Hell yeah. It's going to be a beautiful thing.
And everything that she finds for you to build, so to speak, is also going to ultimately benefit you too.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's where the men don't realize, like, I ain't doing that for her. That's this, that's petty this, that's petty that, da da da. I don't want to rub her feet as she sit on the computer, as you said earlier.
Right.
That I don't want to do that. But you're not realizing by you doing those simple gestures, whatever it is that she's working on is ultimately going to benefit you as well. And then
Mhm.
when you step into whatever it is that you're trying to build, she's going to help you build that, protect it as her own, as well
Mhm.
as continuing to do what she has to do for herself as well. So it's going to be, like you said, the two empires coming together on
Mhm.
this strong foundation
Right.
of give and take.
Right. Right. And then you got to, yep. And that's the beautiful, that's the beautiful experience right there. And then, but you have to be able to see if the male mentality is on that, because he could be on something else. A lot of males are very, very jealous of strong women. They don't want to stand next to them. Because what a queen is going to do, she's going to hold you accountable for every damn thing that you do, because she attached her whole life to that shit. Like, you know what I mean? To who you are. Like, she got her, like, if she rocking with you, that means that what you do affects her life, dude. So yeah, if you hang around Charlie and you don't need to be hanging around Charlie, she gonna probably say something to your ass too, like, for real though.
I'm like that even with my friends and business partners. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
you see what I
nigga,
mean?
like, what is you doing? Like, I need
Right.
you to tighten up.
Yeah.
Like, tighten up. Like, we
Yeah.
ain't finna do this. We not finna
Yup.
do that. And I need you to think more positive and and this is how we gonna roll. And
Yeah.
like, because I see where there's a lot less women that give genuine support and encouragement when it comes to these men that are actually out here trying to build something for themselves so that they could be good husbands.
Mhm.
And a lot more of those fake supporters, fake encouragers. You know, they say salt look like sugar till you taste it.
Right.
And a lot of times, by the time these men, it's too late. She then and got you in some shit that you can't get out of because she didn't make this shit sound and look good when she's not really bringing what it is that she needs to bring to the table. And that's relationship, that's business, that's friendship, that's everything. Like, you are so focused on what she's saying to you, you are not really paying attention that she's not really delivering anything to you.
Mm. Mm.
She's doing the bare minimum to make it look like she's assisting you. So she's pacifying you instead of helping you. Because at the end of the day, when you wake up, you're still holding all the weight and listening to all the bullshit, but yet there's no real flow of things when it comes to what she's supposed to be holding down. So that's an issue.
I want to add this too about what a woman brings to the table, because a lot of men don't understand this. Women bring the spiritual element, but what I've learned about women on my journey in life, they are damn near borderline psychics. It's something about them that can see the future. They can see some shit before shit even happened to them. Like, you know what I mean? They can just sense it or whatever. So a lot of times a man will be doing something and she'll tell him some shit, because women think about the future. The man think about like right now.
Right.
And more than likely you're going to see tomorrow. There's a high probability you're going to see tomorrow and the next day. The dude just think his life is just over in one day and he got to start it again tomorrow. So the thing is like the one thing about marriage, when I look at in research, is that men marry women because they were good advisors. They were intelligent. You know what I mean? It wasn't because they had a big booty and they looked good all the time and all that type of stuff was pleasing to the eye. They were good thinkers. And they were good way. They were like, he'll come there before he invade the country. He'll go talk to the queen. He'll bring book, you know, be like, hey, you know, I'm about to go do this with the army, whatever like that. And she'll tell him, because the woman brings balance to the man, because she's giving you love and nurturing advice that's going to benefit you. And if you sit there and you listen to her and you listen to her and you understand her, not to listen just to be like whatever, but really listen to her and follow her lead, a lot of times, dude, that plan will be able to operate a lot better. Dude. You know what I mean? A lot of dudes, like a lot of times women want you to be more patient with certain things. You know what I mean? Let things grow. You know what I mean? Like a baby. You know what I mean? It takes time to, for a baby to grow. A lot of dudes be wanting that shit like right now. Dude. They be like, I need that shit tomorrow. You know what I mean? I need that. You know what I mean? But she'll be like, yo, you gotta let it grow. You gotta nurture it. You gotta give it some love. You gotta do this and do that, and then it's gonna grow into something beautiful. Like a lot of times, men don't really value the opinions and the information that a woman gives to them, and that'd be like a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
They be seeing that future, and they be stacking that money up, and that dude don't even be knowing it. They be having that. They be having that stash spot. Like, you know what I mean? They be having them plans, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just how the women be taking, like, how they say like a woman can multiply everything. That's what that shit's from, right? You give her $1, she gonna try to get you $10 or $100 off that. You know what I mean? Look at all the women back in the day who had 10, 12 kids. How was those kids able to survive with that little food? Like, you know what I mean? Like, she ain't even working. The dude ain't even working. Like, in them days. So I just think the woman is stronger than the man in a lot of them relationships. Dude. Very much so. And she already proved herself. He hasn't.
Okay.
He ain't proved it yet.
So it's 8:02. So is there anything that you want to end it with until next Tuesday to give them some insight and wisdom on how we should?
Okay, what I would say is
trying to be in relationship.
Okay, you broke up a little bit. Say that last part.
Us young women and men out here trying to build empires and relationships. What is the final thought that you would like to give us and them? I'm gonna include myself in that to take away until we come back next week.
I will say this right off top. Every single man, if I had a bullhorn or some type of device to say this to every single man on the planet right now, I would tell them this: you owe her. You owe her with no expectation. No expectation. You owe her. Ask her what she needs, and go find a way of getting it to her without no expectation, and help her. Help her and help them children. I wouldn't even care if it was not your children at all. Help those children. Because when you were little, as a young boy, you wanted that man who wasn't your biological father to be your dad too. You wanted him to take you to the park. You wanted him to buy you a bike. You wanted him to spend some time with you and all that type of stuff. Your dad wasn't there. Fatherhood is just not for your biological kids. They're for children. That's what it is. You got fatherhood in you the same way for a mother. A mother is going to try to be a mother to as many children she possibly can do that's in her presence. And she's going to try to teach them stuff to make them better. As a father, you're supposed to be doing the same thing, dude, or even higher than that. You owe her. That's what it is, dude. That's how I believe it, just like that. You owe her, and you know you owe her. You know what she did. You know what your mama did. You know what your granny did. You know about your history, whatever culture you from. You know what those women endured in order to have them children taken from them, like Color Purple type of shit. Snatched from them, beaten, right? All type of weird stuff. And you're supposed to be the man that was able to protect her. Not you as living right now, if I'm speaking to a man. But whatever your great-great-grandfathers were able to do, you inherit that. You take care of that woman now without no. If you got a baby mama out here in the world, you don't leave her in them neighborhoods by herself without no help. You spending money on video games. Give her that money and stuff, man, and take care of your baby, man. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be in a relationship with no woman to be a father to them kids, man. There ain't no separation of mother and child, dude. They are together at all times. You'll never let no child feel that way, dude. You know what I'm saying? Try your best to take care of her. I wouldn't care if you drop by and put $10 in the mailbox. That $10 can buy something. You got a way of doing it. You got a way. You know what I'm saying? And you got to make a way, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. You owe her. You owe the feminine. Because you would not be on this planet if it wasn't for her. You got life. She gave you life. You could talk all dudes could talk all the sperm stuff and all that type of stuff. What she did with that egg, she flipped that and made all them goddamn cells, and that baby was created inside her. It's her body that made that baby cultivate and be what it's supposed to be, a zygote to a fetus. She pushed that baby out 9 months and gave that baby life. And that baby got its first nurturing from the breast milk if she practiced it being natural. You are in this world because of that woman. And you owe her. You owe all women. You see a woman try to do something for her. It should be every day. It should be not. It should be a daily. What can I do for a woman if I see her? Let me do something a day for her. If every male on this planet did that every day, the women's lives would be a lot better without no expectation. Because a lot of women don't want to ask a man for no help because they know they got to compromise some shit for it. There's always got to be some sexual stuff or some weird stuff just for the basic necessity. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? You owe the feminine. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit here and say anything else about that. You owe the feminine. That's just factual. Because that woman held you down and held your ancestors down. And any male listening to this now, because I got to talk to the males too. Because I talk to the feminine, I got to talk to the males too, man. It's got to change the behavior. You got to do something. You got to do something different, man. You know what I'm saying? Change the behavior. Because if you're talking about a revolution and talking about what the white man took from you, and you don't have this and have that, and you want that back or whatever like that, you ain't getting it back without the woman with you. Because everybody else got their woman. Everybody else got their queen. Where your queen at? You can't be turning your queen into no slaves, man. You got to give her freedom, independence, the ability to love freely, and for her to be able to accomplish her God-given purpose and be a power structure in your household, and listen more and understand more. And get out your ego and everything like that, thinking you know everything when you really don't.
Right.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I can keep going. I can leave it at that though.
All right. Well,
Straight
thank you for coming on and giving us your knowledge and wisdom.
Okay,
I really appreciate it. And we will be back next Tuesday at the same time.
I'm with it.
All right. Good night.
All right. Good night. Good night.